And right now it seems like the Muslims are the ones that are outbreeding everybody. Resource-based economy. Just trying to help people understand what that means and what it is. This is based on the premise that is pretty much just facts, is the earth has a finite amount of resources. Some resources are renewable, some resources are finite. So managing the renewable resources and the non-renewable resources. So inventorying, understanding how it works. For instance, the Russians have a whole different theory about oil than Western. Oil's dead dinosaurs and old plants. I don't personally believe that. I believe that oil is something that oozes out of the earth, out of the core. So basically, like, why would somebody have a motivation to lie about where oil comes from? Well, because if you're trying to live within scarcity, which capitalism is scarcity by definition, then you have to be worried about things running out. Oh, there's only so much oil. Yeah, at the rate that we burn it, but I personally believe that they're able to go back to old mines already that are, 50, 100 years old and extract even more oil out of them. So, getting to the bottom of this, so like I've been talking about junipers lately, so those are a resource, but a weed at the same time. So figuring out what's best for the earth and human health in this whole matter is really paramount. Okay, so we have to get to the bottom of certain things. It's all about the resources. How many resources, how much oxygen is being produced by the trees? How many, like literally everything. Why not? If you think about the amount of data choking the world right now that's just pointless, like, what this person's shopping habits are and ads and all this, then when you remove all that and then you replace it with just pure facts, okay, we have this much of this and this much of that, right? And it's not like we're gonna go hand out piles of gold to everybody. Okay, here's your even cut of gold, and there is a transformation period. It's not like we want to go running around to people's houses and taking their stuff, like, this is now not yours. Like, that's so messed up. That's what communists did. They eliminated private property. That's fucked up. Private property is important. So how do you have private property in a resource-based economy? It's called blockchain. People are not just gonna own, they'll own the place where they live, and that's it. But you could go someplace on a vacation and be in a hotel, and you need to treat that place just like it's your own house, right? Currently, you think, oh, the maids are just gonna do all that. No, you just do all that stuff in a resource-based economy when you're traveling, okay? So things you own are simple things, right? Like, people don't need to own a tractor personally. Tractors are assigned to areas that need them. And then if you need a tractor, then, or a pressure washer, or a lawnmower, or a weed eater, we don't need everybody having everything. Certain things, like, I think one of the most important things in a resource-based economy for human health and for, evolution and communication is the smartphones. I mean, those things literally could run an arranged society. So it just, so then how does everybody get a cell phone? Well, For a smartphone, decentralized manufacturing, you make your own. And, maybe your first one, your parents help you build or build for you or whatever. But it's like a rite of passage. Like building your own smartphone, right? Because most of the parts, the little parts, we're talking about assembly. We're not talking about soldering up circuit boards. All that stuff's automated, So, assembling your own smartphone. And why would everybody want to? Well, it's like this. Because it's your thing, right? It doesn't mean everybody's going to assemble a tractor, or everybody's going to assemble RV or this type of thing. But something that personal and important, it's good that you understand how it goes together so you can fix it, replace broken parts. That all becomes, when there's no more product obsolescence and products are built to be fixed, the parts don't have obsolescence in them. It's just like going to be a whole different world. Your smartphone might not look like it looks now, but it'll work a whole hell of a lot better. And, people can do whatever they want. If you want to build a smartphone that has, 47 cameras on it, rock on. I mean, the biggest thing with the reason, well, I say that all the time, the biggest thing. That's just not. There's so many things to a resource-based economy that are important for its success. People willing to put religion into a whole different pocket. So right now, you drive around and there's freaking crosses and shit everywhere, and like 70% of the world's population is like sharing this delusion, okay? Well, if they were all sharing the same delusion, I think we'd be in a lot better space than we are right now. The problem is there's probably about 4,000 or 5,000 different delusions that they're all living, all the religious, 70% of the population. And most of those religions all have the same mantra when it comes to, just breed, because we're looking to up our numbers. Because really, the only way we're going to survive, being the religions, is if our people that believe what we believe outbreed all the other religions. And right now, it seems like the Muslims are the ones that are outbreeding everybody. It just seems like a foolish fucking way to evolve a planet by who can outbreed who, and that's what we are living. That's okay. So we have religion saying outbreed regardless of anything, and quite to the contrary. Like, even if Mother Nature has said, screaming out loud to you several times that you shouldn't breed, they're still trying to make you breed. Yeah, that is, and go look up the smartest man in the world, the guy with the 200 IQ. If you think I'm just some kind of, I would consider myself a human supremacist. Human supremacy. The supreme humans in all races coming together to ask the non-supreme humans in every race to please stop breeding. Have a nice life, but please. And this isn't going to be like people asking people. This is going to be your tests that the AI says that you are, in the top percentile or in the bottom percentile. You should or you shouldn't be breeding. Religion, childbirth. We need to end war, because war is just the most wasteful shit ever. Hey, let's take all these resources and build this stuff, and then let's take these other resources and build this other stuff to blow up these other things that we built. Like, that is so freaking moronic. I can't even express the level of moronic that it is. So we have uncontrolled childbirth, we have war, we have product obsolescence, we have technology suppression, I mean, it just doesn't end on the completely ridiculous things that humans are doing in their breeding practices, okay? So we have a lot of work because it's really about education. You have to educate the whole world and be like, look, there's this thing called genetics, and a lot of humans have really bad genetics from just crazy breeding practices for the past several thousand years. And basically, in the past several hundred years, natural selection has really kind of fallen to the wayside in human. It's actually even worse. Natural selection is completely flipped on its end when you start talking about war. Because who goes to war? What's the little quote? The bee and the bee, the breast and the brightest. The best and the brightest are the ones that we're gonna send off to get killed. Are you fucking kidding me? That sounds like a horrible idea. So let's send, if we have to fucking war, let's send the worst genetics into war. Oh my God, that's such a horrible thing to say. Yeah, so let's just stop war altogether. That would be the best option. And then just kindly asking all these bad genetic having people to please not breed. And in some cases, sterilizing certain people because they are so, like, sociopaths. You know, there's some genes that don't need to be passed along. And if all this sounds heinous to you, oh, well, are you not looking at what is currently going on in the world? Because I just see heinous all over all the time. I see corruption. I see world leaders calling to freaking torture people. I mean, this is insanity what we currently have. To just simply be suggesting that we ask people nicely to stop having retarded children, basically. I mean, bad genetics, you know. I mean, if you're in the hospital all the time and it's just bad genetics. And that is a form of retardation. And I'm sorry for all you parents of retardation having people, kids, but it's time to nip it in the bud because we can. We have the technology, okay, to move forwards with the human race with high quality humans that don't require so much tinkering and guidance. It won't take long, a couple generations, and we'll be on our way, right? That's 40 years. That's how old I am. So the sooner we start, the better. And this eliminates all countries. Sure, we'll still have the country names because it'll be that region. But these borders that are wasting all the energy of dividing up people, out of here. Incentives to keep people where they are, okay? Let me see, because that's the biggest problem, like with I gotta watch what I always say. That's a huge problem, is people that are in this place not wanting people from this place to come to their place, right? So when all the borders are open, I mean, how do we, well, what we do is currently what we do in all these places where these people are coming from, we like blow their shit up, we like support dictators that torture them and kill them. It was our policies in South America that we backed these certain people in South America, and then the people that they went after came to the United States trying to get away from those people. They came to the United States, and then we didn't assimilate them correctly, so they turned into gang members, and then we we shipped them back to South America, where they just simply did not have the resources to deal with the organization that they had learned from the prison systems in the United States. And now we have like these huge violent This is all because of the way the United States supports the wrong people in these fucking countries. Okay? They're literally supporting people that torture people over and over again. I say they being the United States. And this shit's not fucking new. You look at, it goes back. The United States military has been used as the freaking bitch of the corporations for fucking centuries. Don't take my word for it. Ask Smedley Butler. We created the problems that we have by, okay, so this all started with how do we keep these people? Okay, well, we don't do what we've been doing, right? So you're like, oh my God, all these Syrians want to go to Europe because we fucking blew up Syria. Yeah. Okay. So what do we do to stop people wanting to go from wherever they are to wherever it's better? We make their place better. We build them nice shit. Schools, hospitals, water treatment facilities, solar power plants, thorium power plants. We hook them up. And you know, all that shit's gonna cost a fraction of what a bomb costs. And when I say costs, in a resource-based economy, costs are resources. Still cost resources. We just don't have this monkey-ass system in between where you turn everything into this one thing that can be manipulated and yeah, it's not a good system. I mean, it was a good system to get us from wherever to here. Don't get me wrong. We didn't have the technology for a resource-based economy until now. We need blockchain technology to basically make it easy and fair for people's living situations. Okay? So all the property and all the houses and all that are housed in a blockchain. And you live. Now, if you're one of those people that has more than one houses right now, you get to pick one, right? And then you are more than welcome to trade with people. And if somebody dies, well, it could be a few different things depending on the houses. We need to upgrade all our houses to modern technology, so the conservation, so they're not poisoning people, so they're not poisoning the planet, and all that switch over will be a lot of stuff to do. But since we don't have people wasting their time banking and Wall Street and all the other worthless businesses that are currently absorbing human labor, we'll be able to whip it out. No problem. Getting things done on huge levels when the whole planet is focused is going to be awesome. And I just hope we can get onto this before we're like starving of oxygen and we're like about ready to completely lose, the whole entire planet's gonna just die and be like, okay, now we're ready to change. Yeah, it's a little too late. The latest climate thing that just came out says doom like way more than it's ever said before from a news source that has never really been one for alarmist posts. And now they're like, oh, well, a resource-based economy pretty much solves the global warming in like 1 second. Okay, because when everybody stops going to their pointless fucking jobs, getting in their fucking cars and burning shit, pointlessly going on to fucking do pointless shit and burn up energy and all this shit, like, bam! And when we start to sequester carbon with new farming techniques that sequester carbon and make better food, more nutritious food, bam, right? Okay. So now you start to see. It's all about getting the word out, though. and say, hey, look, there's a better way, and if we don't change right now, we're doomed. Things are going to just change, and we're going to have a say in it. So we can change, and we can make a resource-based economy and have a beautiful planet and a beautiful society and awesome everything, or fucking road warrior, pretty much. I mean, that's, and you know, if human consciousness has an element of clairvoyance in it, we're already fucked, because look at all these movies about apocalypse. There is no movies about a resource-based economy, a perfect future of beauty and harmony and all this shit. Maybe there is, and I just haven't seen it. But there is so many movies about apocalypses that, right? I mean, really, that's really where it boils down to, is, and you know what's, I've watched, my videos are being published now, and I've watched them, and they're gonna be hard to understand for some people. Like, you're really gonna have to be paying attention to understand what I'm saying, and I apologize for that. I have not the greatest communication skills, but people will hopefully watch this and think about it and digest it, and maybe in 200 years when the planet's fucked, somebody will like touch a couple wires together and videos will pop up, and then this video will pop up, and then they'll arrange the world in a cool way that it won't fucking die again.